Good night. Well, good evening, wherever you are. Guys, what's up, man? AW here, Aaron Warder. So, I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, 6:30. Well, a little bit later, like I said. Like I said. Okay, so I'm glad you're all here. Hey, George. Okay, guys. So, yes, before we get into this review, spoiler free review, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment on the side during the live stream, and after, comment down below. Click the notification bell, smash the like button, click the bell, the little bell down there for when things are live or a video has just been uploaded. For example, like a couple days ago. And yeah, just click the notification bell for videos and live streams. I've been doing a lot more. This channel has been slowly coming back. This past week, a lot more content has been appearing on this channel. And if you like my wrestling channel, I do have a wrestling channel called Latest SmackDown. Click for that if you like wrestling news. But yeah, welcome to the. So yeah, now let's go to what we're gonna talk about. AWO's She-Hulk Splitter Free review and invitations. Let me do some invitations. I'm just gonna test something. Okay. I muted myself on purpose. Okay, hi Arkham. Okay, let me get the invitation out. Oh no, I don't need it. So, as I do invitations, stuff like that. Relax, Arkham, relax. Patience. This stream, okay, guys. I don't have time to make this a very long stream. It's like the typical streams we do, review shows where we go like 2 hours. I don't have time for that. And because, frankly, with you guys, I don't think this episode of She-Hulk is worth a long discussion. In my personal opinion, as you can see, my name. No, the title of this video is just okay. And here's my friend George. What's up, George?
How's it going?
Good, good. Yeah, so you saw She-Hulk, obviously. That's why you're here.
Yeah. We talked
Okay.
about it a little bit on Max's channel the other night.
Okay. A lot of people are like, okay, my personal opinion, this episode, yeah, it's nothing. It's okay. Nothing's earth shattering. That's my personal opinion. What's your opinion?
I mean, I enjoyed it overall. It wasn't like the best nor the worst like MCU episode, but I like that we're finally starting to connect some stuff in the MCU. Like now we're kind of connecting to Abomination and not just the Incredible Hulk, but his appearance in Shang-Chi, and like now we realize that appearance is a lot bigger than we first assumed. Like it was just nice to see him in the movie, but now it's like, oh wow, it actually plays a role in She-Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I think the conversation between her and Abomination, it was actually the best part because
Yeah.
it's because she's the one who tried to kill her cousin, right? Like, and of course, like you're kind of forced to take she's kind of forced to take the case, otherwise she gets fired from her new job because right at the beginning we all know the attention she got from the court taking out Titania. Well, she got noticed. She got fired from the DA basically.
Yeah,
DA.
and she got a new job. She got a new job, but she had to prove herself or something like that.
Well, she had to apply herself, and most of the other law firms were, all the other law firms were declining because they didn't want the attention. They didn't want her attention of being She-Hulk until, of course, her opposition, like the opposition from in that the court case she was up against,
Yeah.
hired basically wanted to start a new division, a metahuman division, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she kind of had to take it because she needed a job, but
I do like in the episode with the abomination and stuff like that, where you learn more about from his perspective and stuff like that. Like you learn more about him. I really like that. Like I'm not saying the episode I feel like the episode was too short and it was meh. It was okay. It's like nothing amazing really. But
Yeah, that's
like,
my concern. It's like too short.
yeah.
yeah, the other one was longer. The first episode was longer.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the highlight, to be honest, was Blonsky, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. We haven't really heard from this guy since like the 2008 Incredible Hulk film, and like for a while, it felt like Marvel was kind of trying to erase that film from like the MCU history. Like the only like other connection we had was having Ross in Civil War and Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and also Black Widow. I forgot he was like in Black Widow.
I do want to see Ross turn into Red Hulk in the MCU.
Oh, the actor unfortunately passed away though.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah, the actor did pass away.
So you're either gonna have to recast or just like say he died like.
I think they would probably recast. It's not like a T'Challa kind of thing where.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video? I saw on YouTube. There was this video. I think, someone that works with Marvel and stuff like that technically confirmed that we're not gonna see T'Challa anymore. Not in near future or anything like that. It's like no more T'Challa.
I think they've kind of hinted in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailers that he's dead.
Yeah, so I'm disappointed that we're not gonna see T'Challa like anymore. It's like stupid, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same here.
But I don't think we can do anything at this point.
Here's the thing. I don't mind like eventually Shuri becoming the Black Panther. Like maybe like after let's say like Secret Wars, where like you do a scenario like the end of Endgame where you pass on the mantle at the end or something like that. But like it's too soon. It's too soon.
But like he only said the main universe in the MCU. We could get a variant. Like
Yeah.
we could get
Yeah.
like a different version from another, like I guess, universe. Because they are like doing the multiverse concept.
But yeah. This episode, like, we get what's pretty funny is like that Jen had to call Bruce, right, to tell her that she's taking the
Yeah.
case, and if he's okay with it, obviously she wants to make sure. And we get to see the Banner family. Well, we get to see Jen's parents, I guess, and her brother, I guess. And yeah, so we start to see the Banner family like in this series
Yeah.
more like now we know that Bruce has Bruce has an uncle and an aunt. They don't talk about Bruce's father and what he is like and the mother. Obviously, that's because it's not about This is not about Bruce Banner. This is not about him. It's about Jen,
Yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
pretty funny how her mother. um, I think I think what has got me is some of the Easter eggs personally.
Oh, I think it was like we got like a Wolverine Easter egg. I think like a hint that he's in the MCU. Though then you see, don't we see Hulk on like the ship and stuff like that? Yeah, we see him on the ship. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
so does that mean that's hinting towards I guess the new Hulk series or whatever they make it into?
I hope it does. Like, here's the thing. Like, I don't want it to be like an empty thing where it's like, oh yeah, I was in space, like just doing something. Like the next time Hulk appears, because I can see the MCU doing something like that.
yeah. Um,
Because
well,
I saw a photo of who's that character that She-Hulk punched in the
Like,
in the first episode?
Titania.
Titania.
Yeah, Titania. I saw a photo. I think Mark Ruffalo and the actress that plays a Titania, and people are
Yeah,
saying maybe it's just a short term and he comes back a later episode.
I don't know. I think he's going to space for a reason.
I feel like like the timing with like the rumors that Universal could lose the rights next year to Hulk, and so Marvel can be free to do whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of coincidence going on. The thing is, how you gonna fit in like Planet Hulk or whatever you want to do with Hulk in space? Like, do you do that like before Kang Dynasty? Do you do that as your film in between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? Do you do that like after Secret Wars? Like, that's like my concern. Like, how you gonna fit this into the plan?
I think they probably can fit it probably around next year or something like that.
Because like there's rumors that like there might be announcements of like Deadpool 3 or Shang-Chi 2 or Eternals 2, and I feel like those are more likely films to come out around that Phase 6 timeline than Planet Hulk right now.
Yeah, where's X-Men? No X-Men to be found.
No,
yeah.
I think
Because
yeah, because they can't do anything with the cast until 2025.
That's stupid.
I mean, maybe that cast will appear from like another universe in Secret Wars, and like that'll
Why
be
do
our
they have to
intro-
wait until 2025?
I don't know, something about contracts and that bull.
Can't they just buy out the contracts?
technically they can, but
Yeah, they can. They just don't
Unless
want to.
unless they're planning on having that cast appear in Secret Wars, which means like Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique in Secret Wars.
Oh no.
no, Jennifer Lawrence, no.
Listen, I would like to see James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender return in Secret Wars from another universe, but not Jennifer Lawrence.
Agreed.
I wouldn't mind seeing Hugh Jackman come back as well.
Yeah, that as well. I would love to see that, but no Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique.
Mm-mm.
Like Marvel could have they could have just bought all those contracts out and just started a whole new X-Men. They could do that. They just don't want to do that.
Speaking of X-Men, Aaron, what you think about that like Wolverine Easter egg?
It's an Easter egg. It's just hinting at something like that. Obviously, the X-Men are in the MCU at some point in Marvel. Guy with claws. That's typical Wolverine.
And also they finally acknowledged the events of Eternals with that
Mm-hmm.
so like that's what I mean. This episode at least did good with world building.
Yeah.
Yeah. This episode, I think, because we're getting very close to ending of Phase 4. Let's remember, Black Panther is supposed to be the end of Phase 4. And Ant-Man. Let's remember, the phases are shorter and shorter this time around.
I have a feeling like Black Panther is probably gonna do good. but I feel like it's still gonna have its backlash.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like, how can you have an MCU like Marvel Universe without T'Challa going forward? Like that makes no sense.
Hmm.
It's like
Like, you-
saying it's like saying having DC without Batman, but they're never gonna do that. If they did that, I would be pissed. That would be stupid.
I was like, here's the thing: he never got a proper conclusion like Steve Rogers and Tony Stark did.
Yeah, never.
Well,
Like, it's
yeah.
one thing if they gave him a proper conclusion, like on screen, but they never did that.
No.
Yeah, like don't they have what? They still have footage of Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, so they can still do conclusion.
Yeah, well, this is just gonna be like the last time we see Chadwick Boseman like his face on Black Panther. I mean, it's obviously they didn't plan for this.
Yeah, I know. Like my problem is they didn't even give it a week or more to think about it. Like
Mhm.
they like when they were just whatever that guy in Marvel said, they just decided a few minutes and decided that they're not gonna have T'Challa in the main universe anymore.
Oh yeah, well they're gonna have somebody.
Yeah, it's like they didn't even give it a week or anything to think about, and they just gave it a few minutes. It's like really.
Uh-huh.
Um, I just think it's stupid, but like it is what it is.
Well, I mean, the trailer for the movie looks great so far, but again, can it deliver? Like, we've gotten some movies that have great trailers but weren't good, and then we've gotten movies that have had bad trailers but turned out
Good.
very good.
Yeah, you can't really trust trailers to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like I don't like I think I think Black Panther 2 could do good. Um, it's we all like from like I think we all know it's probably Shuri and everything like that. It's like I think I saw a few photos of like confirming it's Shuri and stuff like that. So I kind of knew it. But the one thing, how are they gonna explain how she fights? Like she has no training, no nothing.
Sure, yes she does. What are you talking about?
She's like she doesn't have like extensive training like T'Challa.
I think you're underestimating her. And T'Challa became a Black Panther. He had enhanced abilities. It doesn't mean, but she trained though. Come on, like, don't be one of those. Don't be. She.
Yeah,
Come
I feel
on.
like she definitely has probably has some training.
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I think she's more tech savvy, but she's definitely like I think capable.
Yeah,
That's
like
fine.
I'm not saying she's not capable. I'm just saying we haven't like we don't know. We know more about T'Challa than Shuri, to be honest.
Like here's the thing.
Oh.
I think this film will be more like Shuri's gonna not doesn't want it will not want to take the mantle until like the final fight. I think that will be the first and only time in the film we will see her in the Black Panther suit if they go that route.
I do like the suit. Like it has some gold and black. I think that's pretty cool. Like I remember there was some gold and Black Panther suit when you were in the first movie.
Oh,
I think it's cool. Like I hope for the best. I hope it's good. Like but it's just gonna be weird seeing Shuri has Black Panther in
it's gonna
MCU.
honestly, it's
I
gonna be
have-
weird. It's gonna be weird seeing anybody as Black Panther.
I don't have a problem with it. I just feel like it's just too early for it. I think like that's something you do after Phase 6.
Yeah, but
That's
And
what
here's
I think. Maybe that was the intention. Maybe that might have been the intention had Chadwick Boseman still been alive. Because I feel like at the end of phase 6, we're gonna see some heroes that have been there since phase 3, like go off into the sunset to begin with.
oh,
So
yeah.
he could have been one of them. He could have been one of them that like they
Oh.
could have moved on
I
from.
tell you everything. I could see all the heroes from Age of Ultron from that era being done after Phase 6. So for example, we know Captain America's gone, Tony Stark is gone, Black Widow's gone, right? But I could see the rest of that. Like, I don't know about Hawkeye. Maybe Hawkeye will be done with. I don't know if they're gonna die necessarily. You don't have to kill them off necessarily.
No, just have them
Hawkeye,
retire.
I think Hawkeye is done. I think Scarlet Witch should be done. I think Thor will be done after Phase 6. I think it's going to be Phase 7 on. It's going to be a brand new bunch of heroes, like the ones we got from the beginning of Phase 4 and so on.
So if yeah, like I know like Thor, but do you think they'll have like, I guess, bring back Lady Thor or something like that? Like Mighty Thor. Do you think they'll bring her back?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so. No, because she's pretty much in Valhalla. That's pretty much the afterworld. Well, heaven for.
Also, I feel like Natalie Portman would not come back for the long run to begin with.
True.
I think that's good because for her.
Yeah.
Although I will be honest, she was actually one of the best parts about Thor: Love and Thunder to me. That was probably the best I've seen of Natalie Portman as Jane Foster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, considering all the other craziness that went on in that film.
Yeah.
I have a question. How long do you think they'll go before they reboot? Because like you only can go like after you're done with those characters. I know they get introduced young. They probably do the Young Avengers, probably kind of thing. You're introducing the X-Men, and then you'll get introduced to Fantastic Four. Like after you're done with that, what else do you do?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
Here's the thing,
because you only can do so much until there's nothing left, really.
I think phases 7, 8, and 9 will be like the mutants / Galactus like
Oh
phase,
yeah.
and then I think they're gonna reset after that.
Yeah.
And I think they'll probably do like a reset or reboot differently since they're gonna have all their properties at that point, so they can like do a new like cinematic universe where they can start with the X-Men instead of ending with the X-Men. Like they can like here's the thing, they got more freedom I think than they did when they first started the cinematic universe. So
Yeah.
I think they can start a new one with like different ideas, but like have like the characters like that they want right in place. So they can maybe restart with not just Iron Man, but they can restart with the Fantastic Four or restart with like the mutants.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Like I'm interested what they're gonna do with I know we got No Way Home. I'm interested what the next movie of Spider-Man is gonna be. I want to see Scorpion. I want to see Scorpion.
Yeah, finally, like, can we finally get Scorpion? I mean, we're finally tapping the Abomination after 14 years. I think we can tap Scorpion after 5 years.
I want to be like I think the perfect story, to be honest, of Spider-Man's like that we've seen is probably it's probably Marvel Spider-Man PS4. Like they just did it so well.
Yeah, the PS4 game.
Yeah, it's just they did the interpretation and how they did it was just so well done.
Yo, where did the hate for that game come from? Because I was like, I remember when this game came out and everyone loved it. Like, I still love it, but I remember everyone like loved it. Now, like all of a sudden, like they treat it like it's like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, like where it was loved at first, but then the hate just came out of nowhere.
He does not look like. I played the game and I looked on my freaking TV screen. He does not look like Tom Holland Spider-Man.
No, I mean like where like when Tom Holland Spider-Man first came out, people loved it, and then all of a sudden the Twitter hate just came out of nowhere for it. It's the same thing with the PS4 game. Like when this game came out, everyone loved it. Then all of a sudden, like people started nitpicking the game.
Yeah, it's the same.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Like the nitpicking just came out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Games get very nitpicking now very much. It's like I love the Arkham games. I love the Arkham
Yeah.
games, but I'm a willing like that. I would say that's when I started collecting comic books and everything like that, because that started like my interest in game design and everything like that. But like I'm willing to give different universes a chance, and it's like I love the Arkham community, but sometimes they could just be very nitpicky here and there. It's like you can't have number bars now. Oh, that's bad to have. In Gotham Knights, oh, you can't have this, you can't have that. It's like
No,
if someone hates it so much, why buy it?
I still think Origins and Night are underrated. I love those games. Like City is still my favorite, but I love those
still
games.
like. Here's the thing, I don't like the tank battles.
Yeah, that's the only thing
But-
that really frustrates me.
But I will say this: the story. I like the idea of Batman fighting Joker psychologically in his head.
Yeah.
That like the cure didn't actually cure him. That he slowly becoming Joker. It's like Batman's fighting his demons inside of his head, and Joker's trying to take control. And I like that concept. I feel like it could have. I think it's still underrated. It's still one like if I had to rate the Arkham games, it would probably be Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, because like I like the concept of Batman fighting his inner demons inside. That joke. What happens when he becomes Joker? What happens to Gotham? Like you won't be able to stop him.
Oh well, Batman could be stopped. Here's the thing. Arkham is so like I love those games, but I'm sorry if Gotham's taking over. When the U.S. just send the military in, the army in, Superman in, like come on, let's be realistic here.
Here's the thing. As many problems as the Dark Knight Rises has, at least they like emphasize that if the military interferes, we're just gonna blow up the city right away. Whereas like they never done that. They didn't do that in Arkham Knight. They didn't basically say.
It's always
okay,
go ahead.
They
didn't
don't
say like if the military comes, we're gonna blow up Gotham. We're just gonna drop the fear toxin right away.
Yeah.
They don't really involve like this is like with Batman stories in general, or like with I would say this is both with Marvel and probably with DC also, like is they keep them out of the equation and make it
yeah. But the Marvel but they kind of work with the government. That's the difference though.
Like with comic books in general, they just keep them out of the equation. They don't they don't like have an involvement in I would say the government, and they make it like I would say make the story where the government can never come to Gotham, or the government can never do this, that. No, like it's in some Marvel stories as well, like that, like it. I think it's in some Spider-Man stories that like the government can't come to Spider-Man's like city because this that. It's like a story trope that they use a lot because they don't want to use the government. It's just a fact that it's a big trope with stories with both Marvel and DC, like comic book characters in general, they use a lot.
Speaking of
but
Marvel,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong about it. It's just like they use that like trope a lot.
That's true.
Speaking of Marvel, does anyone you agree with me when I say that I think before Kang Dynasty and Secret War, they probably should have a new Avengers film to actually set up a new Avengers team before the big like multiverse threat comes.
I knew.
Uh,
I agree. They should have. They should already have a new Avengers team.
Because
But-
here's the thing, I feel like they should do the opposite of what they did with like Infinity War and Endgame, where the Avengers were split up entering Infinity War, where it's like no, like have a new Avenger film come out before King Dynasty and have like a much more united, like connected team go into King Dynasty, and they still could lose or whatever, and the multiverse breaks in Secret Wars, and like they're like, okay, we failed the first time, let's try to fix this thing in Secret War, like a much better like connected team setup. Like do something different than what you did in Phase 3.
yeah.
Like I feel like they should do that, in my opinion, because I feel like you're approaching King Dynasty the same way you're going to be approaching Infinity War. You're going to have a much divided team and an even much more divided team entering Kang Dynasty.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like just introduce like the Young Avengers, like the comics. You have the Young Avengers to fight off, but like Marvel's gotta do what they want to do. That's all I can tell you. Like,
But yeah, so I don't want to make this a long stream, guys. Usually, it's a little bit later in the day. But yeah, so let's get to the main stuff here. So basically, she's taking on Abomination's case. He explains why he isn't locked up, and he kind of blames that he's not responsible for this. They made him this way, and then she agrees to the case. Obviously, she had no choice. And you see that at the end, there's on the news that he is. You see the scene from Shang-Chi, the
oh, he escapes. Yeah, he escapes.
Fight Club.
Oh yeah, the
Him
Fight
take-
Club.
Does he escape, or does Wong?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
is this where Wong's gonna come in later on? Like that, like the Supreme Sorcerer is aiding a former supervillain.
I could see that.
Yeah, because it seems like Wong. I don't know. It seems like Wong. Because we saw a clip. We saw a clip from a future episode. It's like, oh, the Book of Vishanti, and she's like the Book of American Law.
American
Remember that? So it seems like Wong is like plays by different rules or something. I don't know. We'll find out. She can't just like maybe she can't just you can't just teleport criminals out of their cell. Because you can't just do that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
but she'll definitely be the first. But you know what? But yeah, so like overall this episode, I mean, my view, it's nothing special. Some cool Easter eggs. Eternals, the Wolverine, I don't care about Captain America's ass on her phone. Like, why?
Oh, yeah, I just noticed that.
Like, why?
Right.
We'll see what episode 3 is. A 9-episode season, but yeah.
I don't know why
Like,
she's obsessed with Captain America.
So like here's my thing. So I heard a rumor that apparently they're getting like there's a rumor of like what the Thunderbolt roster is gonna be when the Thunderbolt
not-
movie comes out. And apparently Abomination and Titania
No.
were two members that were mentioned. So is this just
No.
like gonna end up being a setup for Thunderbolts?
Yeah, some of the characters you'll see in here are probably gonna be set up for Thunderbolt. But don't believe everything you read about the Thunderbolt line. We'll find out maybe at D23. Well,
Yeah,
they
no,
are
I don't
planning to
believe
film
it. I don't believe all of it. I'm just saying, like, is this gonna end up being something that sets up at least a member or two? Because I can see Abomination being more likely for the
I can
film.
I could see Abomination. I could see U.S. Agent. Those two for sure. I don't like. I know a lot of people think Lena Florence Pugh's character might join. She might, but I don't know because it seems like Valentina was the one who told her who's responsible for her sister's death, and Hawkeye she finds out the truth. I don't know why would she join the Thunderbolts team if that's the case. So Abomination U.S. agent for sure. Titania, yeah. I mean, the Thunderbolts is not a strictly team full of villains. There are some heroes on the team. Zemo, I can see Zemo joining. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the film. I don't mind. I definitely want to see more Abomination. Like, I'm glad that like they brought him back in this phase. I just like hope like this isn't just like a setup like show for Thunderbolts. Like we actually get like I like the first 2 episodes so far, but it's like I just want to make sure like we actually have a development for She-Hulk as well.
Yeah.
I think she's getting 8 episodes or something like that. So I think that's enough to get. And I know, like, I've seen some pictures that she gets her comic. I think she gets her comic suit and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's fighting along with Daredevil. That'd be cool. She-Hulk and
Yeah,
Daredevil.
I'm definitely curious like how they're gonna do the Daredevil arc with this show.
Oh yeah. I mean, maybe he'll help her take down some of the criminals or whatever, and they'll probably like face each other in court. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Matt
I don't know. It looks like based on some of the trailers, Damage Control is going to be the bad guys again.
Damage Control.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's like they're going after everyone now.
But the Damage Control lady's fired.
Yeah, but you still got that asshole from No Way Home that's still there.
Oh,
that guy that was also in Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He still. Well, he was a superior to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He fired her because he told her to back down, and she went against that. Yeah, and she got canned for that. Obviously.
I do think the Avengers will probably take down Damage Control.
No, they don't need to. Who does Damage Control have? I don't. To me, I don't know who the Avengers are. Like there's only a few Avengers, and they're all over the place now.
Oh yeah, you have to do team up or something like that.
They will do team ups.
Yeah. Like they gotta do something because it's like you're gonna go into Kang Dynasty even much more divided than you were in Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Like let's be honest, the Avengers are not a united team.
Well, Infinity War was supposed to do that, right? Unite them with the war. They were supposed to do that. They're not united. Yeah.
What's going on with Twitch?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't have the details of Twitch.
I've seen a bunch of stuff on my Twitter feed about Twitch and stuff like that.
It's Twitch being Twitch. Suspending people, like suspending people that they shouldn't suspend, and not suspending people that they should suspend for what they do on the Twitch channels. Twitch is like they do a terrible job at policing their own site, their own streaming, their own.
Did you hear what I think?
What?
That girl got suspended for only for 7 days.
Yes, a whole week. Yeah, that's why. Yes. Other people do less stuff than her, and they get suspended for or permanently banned.
Yeah, it didn't look like she was a big Twitch streamer.
No, well, of course not.
Wait, what happened with Twitch?
I don't know. Somebody got banned for 7 days. I don't know those exact details.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say on stream because I'm not gonna say.
Oh wait, I think I've seen the picture on Twitter.
Yeah,
okay.
the girl,
the girl. Good lord. Like.
And you see, like, in that video, you see the reflection on the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
And the window.
Yeah.
It's like... If you're gonna do something like that, be smart.
Yeah. It's Twitch, man. Like Twitch is man. It's horrible. Twitch doesn't do. It's just they don't please the people, bro. They play. There's a lot of favoritism on Twitch. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
I remember hearing the problem start with Twitch. I think it was with well, I forgot his name, but he got suspended and he doesn't know why. Like a lot of people are getting suspended and the Twitch doesn't tell them why.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. Twitch
Here's the
is
thing:
like
all
that.
these online sites that like have these like big names, like they all have favorites. Like I remember like years ago, like before his controversy, I remember like the favorite YouTuber of the people in charge of YouTube was Shane Dawson until he had his controversy. Like
Yeah,
there's always
yeah,
favoritism on these sites. Like Shane Dawson got like heavy favoritism until like he had his like controversy.
because yeah, you could get away. The big YouTubers could get away with so much stuff until they really do something really stupid.
I still
It
remember
takes a lot. It takes a lot.
like FouseyTube got away with like fake pranks for years until like his Hate Dies Arrives event from 4 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. You remember was it Logan or Jake Paul with the Suicide Forest?
Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah, I remember that. Now I remember like my supervisor like had this dream where he told me like Jake or Logan Paul were like basically like teaching our kids at work to like be so bad because that's the audience. Like the young kids are the audience, and like he got into an argument with them, and then we asked one of the kids that can be a little like crazy, like, do you watch like Jake Paul? And the kids say yes, and me and my supervisor look at each other and we're like basically saying we were right.
Who the hell is
Oh my
Jake
god.
Paul?
You don't know who Jake Paul is? Logan Paul's brother
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard the incident like 4 years ago where he went to the suicide forest and like
in
caught
Japan.
on camera someone being like that committed suicide.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then
yeah.
there's and then
And they laughed about it, basically on it.
uh
Instead of they calling the police, like and turning off the camera like a decent human being would. And they didn't. It's these guys. These guys. They're terrible, Jake and Logan. But I feel bad for that kid who watches them because I actually feel bad because the parents. That's the parents' problem. The parents should not. If the parents want their kids to watch YouTube, they have to monitor them.
yeah. You don't
See,
know what's on YouTube.
I know.
this is something that I've learned working with kids the last few years. I feel like the parents just don't care enough. They just let the kids on the devices all the time. Because for me, my approach at work is to try to be that adult that actually cares about like what a kid's life is like. I ask them like, "Hey, so what are you doing?" or like what activities do you do outside? Because I feel like a lot of parents they just don't care. They let their kids do whatever.
Yeah.
They let their
Like,
kids watch whatever. Like I remember like even when I was like 10 to 12 years old, like when I first started watching YouTube, like my mom was in the same room making sure that I was like watching like decent stuff, not like dumb crap like these kids watch nowadays.
it's because parents don't want to deal with kids anymore. Like
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think
They
like
don't have an interest in like what their kids do either.
yeah,
no.
I think they like I guess don't have
The kids.
attention
The
for
kid.
that.
Yeah. You don't have patience. The kids are causing trouble. Give them a cell phone. Give them an iPad so they can take their, so they can focus on that instead of, being there for the kids. Just give them a phone.
Yeah.
It's that's it's technology for you, man.
Well, listen, like we know famous controversial YouTubers like geeks and gamers. Like parents better watch like that their kids don't start watching this and start developing those beliefs
Oh yeah,
because like then it's like the parents are gonna especially if these parents are let's say like liberals, not like what Geeks and Gamers and like these other channels represent, and they're like, where did my son start saying stuff like this, or why is my daughter like mocking this? Like, why is my son saying women like whammon? Like, that's what I mean. Like, eventually, like, and they're gonna ask like, who's Jeremy Griggs or Ryan Kendall? Like, eventually, like the parents, like, it's gonna be too late. And it doesn't
Yes.
have to be Geeks and Gamers. It can be the Paul brothers. It could be, you know, like an old dumb video of Fousey Tubes, or like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Jay Station. That guy was a total yo. He faked his girlfriend's death like a couple years ago. Like he like made these videos saying he's gonna buy stuff off the dark web. Like these guys
Yeah.
are not role models for these kids. Like kids should not be watching these videos.
No.
The thing is, parents don't care anymore.
That's what I
No.
mean. Like I know firsthand because like I deal with some of these parents. Now, luckily, most of the parents I've dealt with have been very nice, but like those few, like it's obvious they don't really give a crap.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to deal with the kids' issues anymore. They just
Yeah.
give them a
Like,
computer or phone now.
here's the thing, like, once you turn 18, you're not their problem anymore. So then,
They don't want even younger than 18. They don't want them to be the
Yeah.
problem. But
Like,
yeah,
listen, like I don't know. I just come from a different breed because my parents, like my dad, when he was still alive, was always invested in like what I was doing. Like we used to have like movie day Sundays. Like that's pretty much where I got my love for movies from my dad, because we would have like those go to the movies like every Sunday.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
Like I don't
it's-
see that much that with some of these kids anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. Parents should be always in the kids' lives, and not that technology raised their kids. And that's a problem because these kids, when they grow up, they'll become parents and do the exact same thing their parents did. Because that's
You
how
know,
it
it's
is,
like
right?
I think I can say this because like my cousin doesn't even know like I go on other channels to stream, but it's like my cousin, she's like that with her kids.
Oh, really?
Basically, like she's got 4 boys, and it's like I feel like sometimes she's too lazy to parent. And I think when she finally got divorced, I think that's when she finally realized she needed to step up as a
Well, because
parent.
she had to go solo.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. She relied heavily on my aunt and uncle to
Uh,
also like help make like parenting decisions. But here's the thing. My aunt, I felt like knew this, and that's why for like a while, my aunt and uncle like had a house with like my cousin, her former husband, and their kids, because I think she even saw that like she didn't want to put in the work of being like a parent.
I know. It's hard. I know we're not parents, either of us. And I know it's
No.
hard. It's hard. But if you're gonna have a child, I'm sorry, you have to put in the work. You have to be there. You have to you can't just ignore them and just have them attend and just have them want to run, causing noise, chaos, or just give them a phone or a computer or video games. You can't just let that happen. You have to I know it's tiring, but I'm sorry, but that's what parenting is about. It's about being taking care of your kids, about raising them the right way, about being there, and guess what? And that's going to get tiring. It's until when they're teenagers. When they're teenagers, here's the thing: if you get them to become teenagers, because when they become teenagers, you're gonna be more solo, right? You know, they're not going to cause as much trouble, but it's tiring, man. We're not kids, we're not parents, but people. I just think parents don't want to be don't want to take on some of the responsibility of raising kids. And then, you know, I say those
It's
people don't have kids.
it's like here's the thing. For me, I don't have kids currently. I don't know when I'm ever gonna plan on ever having kids. For like I've always said I'm probably gonna like adopt like one day. But for me,
You have no
like
plan
just
taking
like
if you don't plan.
but it's like for me, it's like working with kids, it's like at from like a young age, like I see firsthand like what parents truly care and what parents don't. And for me, like I said, like I always try to be the counselor that like tries to take an interest at least in like what my kids are into, because some of them are into the same stuff that I'm into. So it's like I try to like use that like connection. I try to like get them to open up. I try to be open with them as well, because I want them to at least
Yeah.
have an adult that care. Because for me, like I said, my parents have always cared, but like after like my dad passed away, like I only really had my mom and like an uncle and my one uncle, like my dad's brother, and like my grandma, that kind of really showed that interest. Like no one else in the family
Mhm.
was like, I mean, I had a few other relatives, but it wasn't like as much. But like I also had like those like a few like very few teachers that were very there for me. Like like high school, like I was always welcomed into my basketball coach's office to like talk about like my personal life, to like talk about like things.
See, that's
So I
good.
try to take
Yeah.
that approach, like remembering like how like my third grade teacher was there for me when my father passed away, or like how like my high school basketball coach, who I known since I was a little kid, like opening the door for me always when I wanted something or wanted to talk about something, or even when my eighth grade social studies teacher became like one of my high school like principals, him like always being free to talk to me, whether it was in the hallway or in his office. Like I try to take that approach when it comes to kids.
Yeah. I didn't know you played high school basketball.
No, I was a manager, but like I was very close to
Oh.
my coach. So because
Huh.
like my coach used to play basketball with my cousin, and like
Oh, okay.
he was one of the gym teachers at my elementary school before he went to the high school, and I always was at his basketball camp. So like I knew him for ages. So like his door was always open to me.
Oh, okay.
Like he was like the older brother that I always wanted personally. So like just having like someone in the school like still care that much.
Mhm.
That's why I try to do. And like this past year at camp, we had someone that like I've known since I first started working for the YMCA, like at a different school. Like she was there, and I was always like the counselor she would go to because she knew me for a while.
There's teachers like that that actually care about the students, how they're feeling, how the things going home, and there's some teachers are like just don't care.
But again, like I take that approach
Yeah.
like nowadays,
Yeah.
not just because I remember how good that was for me, but I know like I'm like there's just some kids that their parents don't have that investment.
Hmm.
I mean, this girl, her mom has investment. Like her mom works for the YMCA, so like, but like I know, like when like mom's not there, like she wants an adult to rely on. Like I would usually be that adult that would like come over and say, "Hey, how's it going? Like, how's your day?"
I feel
That's
like
good.
probably like I think it's sort of also a little the pandemic also. It's like I think because everyone's we're in confined quarters that um that more people got lazier and didn't want to do anything. I
Yeah,
think
after like the pandemic, I've been just going out a lot more, like than I
yeah,
was
like
Me
before.
too.
I
Me
feel like
too.
somewhat parents got a little lazier since the pandemic.
Oh yeah. Well, they got they got tired differently because they had to be there for the kids doing school when they, at home and stuff. Because everybody like school was online because of the pandemic for like a while.
And see, like my line
Which
of work with kids, like I wasn't doing virtual stuff, so it was like killer that like I couldn't like get to see them before the school year ended.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
know more people are doing homeschool now.
yeah. I remember when the pandemic started, like, and where I am, like everything was shut down, and I saw during school year, I saw kids outside, not kids outside playing basketball at their on their parking lots, with the basketball courts and stuff. Like I'm like, oh my god, this just felt so weird seeing kids in the middle of a school year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh man, speaking of like
I hate it.
teenagers,
I hate it online. Like online can be very difficult depending on your field. Because
I know.
I'm a game designer. Imagine doing game design online. Oh, that it was hell.
Hmm.
but like
It
I like
it was
for
not fun.
me, like I just for me like with the pandemic, like I know like it's affected kids and it's affected like a lot of families because like there's been more separations, like things just didn't like work out. But at the end of the day, like we're trying to rebuild our lives back up, and we need to like do better for our kids because I see it firsthand. Some of these kids are behind by a year or two mentally.
Yes.
Like it's like not just like learning, it's just like maturity. Like some of
Yeah.
these kids that were, let's just say, in second grade this past school year still think they're in kindergarten when shutdown first happened.
Hmm.
And now they're entering third grade, like not even having the mentality of a
Yeah.
first grader, some of them.
Yeah. Because they couldn't develop during the pandemic.
Like here's
Obviously,
the thing,
the
like
early.
we talk about movies a lot on these channels and how like the pandemic has affected like let's say Marvel because they're rushing stuff, but it's like there's a lot of other stuff that like the pandemic has affected that's even bigger than like how our movies are coming out, like how our favorite franchises are turning out.
Hmm. Yeah.
But and the thing about like what I said before about the kids that watch Geeks and Gamers, I actually met a kid 4 years ago, like a volunteer, who was like saying stuff that like it sounded like it came from a Geeks and Gamers video. So I
Oh no.
asked him, and I was like, "Do you watch Geeks and Gamers?" And I asked him like without judging, I said, "Just tell me, do you watch Geeks and Gamers?" This kid was like 12 or 13 years old. He's like, doing like the shifty eye thing, and then he slowly nods his head with like a nervous smile, and I'm like, that explains.
Oh my God.
So like
If he
that's kind
watches,
of what I mean.
it obviously means his parents watch.
Because like he was saying all this stuff about get woke, go broke, or how like Last Jedi was horrible, or, like he only liked one Disney Star Wars movie, and like all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay, this sounds like stuff Jeremy would say. Because in 2018, I used to watch Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. I didn't watch as much at the time because I was starting to slowly break away, but I was still watching Geeks and Gamers. But like I was like, this feels like Geeks and Gamers right now.
Uh huh.
And he like confessed it to me. And
Yeah.
like I said I'm not going to judge him, and I'm not going to judge him because he's a kid. But and even I was watching Geeks and Gamers at the time, but it was like I know what you're watching. Again, this is like a preteen, early teen kid that was watching it.
Oh man.
So who knows who's younger or a little bit older than that kid at the time that still watches it today, or who's a lot younger that watches it now.
Hmm. Yeah, I just think if kids are watching that stuff, I just think the parents are watching it too.
But it's like, here's the thing, like I said about the example of, let's say, parents that don't care, but let's just say they completely disagree with Geeks and Gamers, like they're diehard liberals or whatever, but their kids are watching Geeks and Gamers, and now they're saying this like stuff about like wokeness or like SJWs. Like that's what I mean. Like some parents just don't care and they just let their kids watch whatever, and by the time they realize it, it's too late.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they have to do what they have to do. Parent, make do what you got to
Some
do.
people
Make
just don't want to
parent.
do that,
I know.
and
But
then
don't
it's like,
if you don't be a parent if you don't want to parent. If you're gonna have kids, be man up or whatever and parent.
for goodness sakes,
Uh,
Thanos is a better parent than some of these parents.
yeah.
Like Thanos, like for crying out loud, I like is a better parent than some of these guys, like gals, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it early, guys. I'm gonna end it an hour today. It's not much to
That's
talk
fine.
about.
Yeah, there's
I
not
don't know that
much.
we had a good conversation
Yeah,
on what our children watch online and how it affects them.
yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's an hour long. Typically we go 2 hours, but you know what? As you could tell with this stream, I wasn't really motivated with the stream. My tone talking about She-Hulk. I know. I have to pretend, guys. I have to pretend to be highly motivated, but I'm making up. I'm authentic, guys. I don't pretend.
You're more invested in this talk about what our kids are watching.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, plug your stuff, guys. Go ahead, George.
All right, so you can just find me. I'm actually the George now. I'm changing my brand name to the George, so you can just find me at the George. I'll put the link in the chat. And I just posted my review of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I hit a milestone. My Dragon Ball Super review is one of my most watched videos. It's my most watched review, so please check it out if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about doing something like that. Talk about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and also I've been more active on Instagram. So if anyone wants to like follow me on Instagram, I'll put my link there. I've been doing some reels and like sharing more stuff on there as well.
All right. Yep. Go ahead, Arkham.
You can find me at Arkham Gaming on YouTube. I'm recently doing non-DC games, so you can find my first video. I'm doing Marvel Spider-Man. Like, I decided to play. Like, I want to branch out, so I want to do DC, then also non-DC stuff. So it will be interesting. And you can find me on Twitter also.
Yeah, and do this, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment below, click the notification bell for streams, videos that come up on my channel. And yeah, so with that, guys, AWO and his friends are out. Take care, guys.
See ya.